Welcome to Life Podcast. As we journey through the Bible, we are officially starting yet another book. And today we're going to do an introduction on the book of Leviticus. The book of Leviticus is the third book of the Bible. It starts with Genesis, Exodus, and then Leviticus. The book of Leviticus has 27 chapters and it was written by Moses. According to Life Application Bible Study, the date written, the book of Leviticus was written between 1450 to 1410 BC. The location where it was written in the wilderness during Israel's wandering somewhere in the Sinai Peninsula. Who are the original audience of the book of Leviticus? These are the people of Israel, the nation of Israel. Then what is the purpose of writing the book of Leviticus? We get to see that the book of Leviticus is a handbook for the priests and Levites outlining their duties in worship and a guidebook of holy living for the Hebrews. And then the setting. What is the setting in the book of Leviticus? It's at the foot of Mount Sinai. God is teaching the Israelites how to live as holy people. And then we get to see that the key verse in the book of Leviticus is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2. You must be holy because I, the Lord your God, I am holy. We also get to see a special feature in the book of Leviticus. In the book of Leviticus, holiness, the word holiness, is mentioned more times than in any other book of the Bible. And it is actually mentioned 152 times. Okay, so that's a very interesting special feature in the book of Leviticus because God desires us to be holy. And then the book of Leviticus is divided into two. The blueprint in the book of Leviticus. Blueprint number one is we get to see worshiping a holy God. And this we'll see from chapter 1 all through chapter 17. Verse 16. And then under worshiping a holy God, we see instructions for the offerings. We also see instructions for the priests, instructions for the people, instructions for the altar. And one of the things that we learn here is God provided specific directions for the kind of worship that would be pleasing unto Him. And then the next thing we're going to see in the book of Leviticus is living a holy life. And this is from chapter 18 all through chapter 27. And under here, we get to see the standards for the people, the rules for the priest, the seasons and festivals. And then finally, we're going to see receiving God's blessing. So the lesson we learn here is God gave clear standards to the Israelites for living a holy life. And then we're going to see 5 mega themes in the book of Leviticus. Theme number 1 is sacrifice and offering. And all through the book of Leviticus, we see a lot of animal offering and animal sacrifice. And animal offerings demonstrated that the person was giving his or her life to God by means of the life of the animal. And the lesson is in the Old Testament, an animal's life was given to save the life of a person. This was a temporary measure until Jesus' death on the cross. That's He paid the penalty for all our sins once and for all. And then theme number 2 we're going to see in the book of Leviticus is the theme of worship. The Israelites worshipped God on festivals. They had 7 festivals, which were religious and also national holidays. And then one of the things that we learn here is our worship to God should be demonstrated by our deep devotion to Him. And then another theme that we're going to see in the book of Leviticus is the theme of health. God gave the Israelites rules on handling food, diseases, and even sex. God was preserving the nation of Israel from disease and community health problems. And even today, He is doing the same for us. A healthy environment and a healthy body makes our service to God more effective. And then another theme we're going to see in the book of Leviticus is the theme of holiness. Holy means to be separated or devoted. We must devote every area of our life to God because God desires absolute obedience in motives as well as practices. And then finally, we're going to see the theme of the Levites. The Levites were the ministers of their day. They showed Israel the way to God. They provided the historical backdrop for Christ, who is now our high priest and yet our servant. So that was introduction of the book of Leviticus, and I will see you starting tomorrow as we tackle one chapter a day. God bless you.